From Tina Beckman, who's speaking from Labour Against the Witchhunt. Thank you, Tina.
Hello, comrades. Labour Against the Witchhunt was set up in 2017 when it was very clear very quickly that the right and the Labour Party would never, ever accept Corbyn as the leader. And that the best way to get rid of him is, you know what, accuse him of being an anti-Semite and his supporters. Corbyn made, unfortunately, the fatal mistake of not calling out that lie right from the start, but accepted it. And I think that has get us into a bit of a position that we're in now, unfortunately. So this was the start of the anti-Semitism smear campaign, as we called it, and which basically engulfs anybody who says anything critical of Israel. It's rather ironic now that Starmer is now proposing to automatically expel, without any hearing, without any due process, without any right of appeal, a few thousand Labour Party members simply because they were standing in solidarity with those who were previously unfairly suspended and expelled. It's an extreme injustice that is carrying on. Of course, they don't know who's a member of ours, of Labour Against the Witchhunt or a Labour in Exile network. We're not giving our databases to the Labour Party, don't worry about that. But what is likely to happen is the extension of the guilty by association principle, which basically means you're standing next to somebody who's been accused as an anti-Semite, that makes you an anti-Semite. It's also, we've seen, of course, the denialism, a new charge of denialism will be extended. If you deny that the Labour Party has a huge problem with anti-Semitism, ipso facto, you're an anti-Semite, which beggars any kind of belief. It's also absolutely irrational and hasn't got any point of evidence to it at all. So we are we're quite right to keep banging on about the witch hunt, because what we've seen today is that a culmination of it, another climax in the witch hunt against the left. I'm really pleased to say that a number of left groups have gotten together to fight against this latest stage, with Jewish Voice for Labour, Labour Against the Witch Hunt, Labour Left Alliance, and a number of other groups. And support is flooding in. We've had dozens of new members joining Labour Against the Witch Hunt. For example, if you haven't done so, please join us. We are continuing to fight, and we're continuing to stay. So this is very much reminding us of the Salem witch hunt. I think Chris Williamson was one of those victims. By denying that there's a huge problem, it made him a witch himself. We cannot stress enough how serious the situation at the moment is in the Labour Party and beyond. That's the tragedy. It's going far, far beyond the Labour Party. I have no doubt that other groups will be added to this list of proscribed organizations very soon. This is just the first round. As the speaker in front of me said, where is Momentum today, the biggest organization of the left? They've put out a statement which, to call it mealy-mouthed is being very, very generous to them. Where is the Campaign for Labour Party Democracy? Where's the Socialist Campaign Group of Labour MPs? Where are they? They're keeping stum. And this is the time really to fight and speak. If you don't speak now, when are you actually going to fight? This does remind me of the poem by Pastor Niemöller. First they came, for the Marxists, for the anti-witch hunt campaigners, for the awkward squad. But I'm not one of them, am I? I'm going to keep nicely and quiet in the background. Nothing's going to happen to me. Well, you're wrong, because all those people who would have defended you in Momentum and the others are gone. They will be gone from the Labour Party if you don't fight with us now. So Keir Starmer is clearly trying to make the Labour Party into a safe space from capitalism point of view, a second 11 that can take over if Bojo totally loses the plot, and it's only a matter of time, isn't it? We've seen in the last year very, very dangerous silencing of free speech and democracy in the whole Labour movement, not just the Labour Party. We have branches being suspended for simply discussing the question of free speech, the EHRC report, the suspension of Jeremy Corbyn. That gets you suspended these days. It's an outrage. False charges of anti-Semitism have been used to prevent any discussion or expression of solidarity with the Palestinians. And that's, of course, what this is really about. It's to keep quiet on Israel and Palestine. We hear that the motion states that has been discussed today, not actually here, it's an online meeting, that membership of our 4 groups is incompatible with membership of the Labour Party. But the purpose of these constitutional rules is to exclude people who campaign against the Labour Party. And none of our organisations do that. The same cannot be said, I should stress, of the right-wing factions within the Labour Party. Progress, Labour First, Jewish Labour Movement. They've openly campaigned against the Labour Party under Jeremy Corbyn. And the JLM, the Jewish Labour Movement, even refused to support Labour candidates in the 2019 general election. There's enough evidence of that in the leaked report. Do you think they're going to get proscribed? No chance. Not that we're in favour of that. We believe free speech and open debate is the best thing at all to discuss issues. Clearly, that shows how the Labour Party remains a very much what Lenin called a bourgeois workers' party. You've got a bourgeois wing, you've got the workers' wing. And under Corbyn, the workers' wing was very strong, and now the other wing is trying to assert itself. But it's very important that we understand that the Labour Party is still the natural home of the working class, unfortunately, as long as the unions are affiliated to it, and as long as the electoral system is what it is. That's why we say, if you don't get chucked out, try to stay. But if you stay, you have to fight. There's no point keeping your head down now, really no point. If you stay in the Labour Party and they let you, you have to fight for democracy and socialism. Thank you.